Hey, it's Traveling a Ways. I'm Andy. This is actually a pretty different episode. You might be wondering, oh, why is it different? Actually, you're probably not wondering that because the title, hopefully, is somewhat explanatory. I went out to take infrared pictures and I wanted to show you guys. So I was gonna record, and in fact did record, an intro that wasn't this one. The sound wasn't so good, so I thought I'd re-record it. Actually already took the pictures, but here's what we're gonna do, right? So you're gonna pretend this was before. I'm gonna go out, take the pictures, and then I'll come back and we'll review what some of them look like. And I'll talk about some of the ups and downs about IR photography. Before I show those to you though, some quick backstory. I was given a DSLR camera from my mom. But the sensor on it wasn't as good as my phone camera, which is pretty sad. I don't even have that good of a phone camera, but you know, it's just how it goes. So I didn't really know what to do. I did an actually pretty dangerous camera conversion and turned it into an infrared camera. That required stripping the whole thing down to the sensor, peeling off the infrared cut filter that cut out all infrared, and then put it all back together. So, all of that to say, I have a pretty special camera and I took some pretty cool pictures with it, and yeah, we'll check them out. Hey guys, it's me, Andy here, back again. I put the photos into the computer and now I'm just gonna really quick, let's look through them. Hopefully we don't get disturbed by the cat, because the cat is around and quite annoying. So first of all here, let me put up what I can see on my screen. The pictures look very red. Technically we're sensing beyond what we can see, but the sensor is interpreting those wavelengths as red and or pink. So it's very pink. I have some friends that say that they like that, but it's very pink. To counteract that, I do some color shifting, and I turn down the saturation, things like that. So that gives us a picture that looks a little more like this. For me, that's a lot less bright and kind of disruptive. So yeah, here's some of the pictures I have. You can already tell with that first picture, and we will go along to another picture. Here's a bridge at Michigan Tech. It's the Sky Bridge. I like walking over this all the time. And notably, all of the foliage is just a beautiful, beautiful white color. A lot of the other stuff shows up in dark grays or blacks. You can see there's a car back here. It was probably red, if I can remember. That's black now though. And yeah, so it's really interesting how it changes photos. This is a picture of the clock tower. It's got more great foliage. You can see the sky in the background looks a little blue. Notably though, it's not in this photo. It's going to be a dark black. When I shift all of the colors, I try and get the sky a very dark blue, just so that it gives a little bit of common ground for your brain to like find. But really the sky, especially on a very blue day outside, is going to look a very dark color. It was a little overcast, which is why you've got more of a white blue happening. Also of note, there's actually some people in this picture. Didn't mean to snap them, but they're in there. And I want to spend some time doing a photo shoot with people sometime, because you get some, it's weird. It's weird stuff. Sorry. So this is an indoor photo. Notably, when you're shooting indoors, it often looks like all of the lights are off, except for any light coming through the windows. This was a brightly lit hall, don't get me wrong. But when I took the picture, it looked like all the lights were off. It was a power outage or something, you know? I think it's notable. The infrared radiation that's needed to excite the sensor, however you would say that, is pretty high. A sunny day does a fine job of it, but indoors, not so much. Here's a great picture down by the building that I used to work at. You can see there's a lot of nice foliage and sky. You should note that the water is dark. It was a much nicer blue color. Well, I won't say nicer blue color, but it was a different color in actuality for what I could see. But in infrared, it doesn't give off or reflect a lot of infrared radiation, so it shows up as a very dark color. We have a living garden on top of the GLRC. It's kind of interesting. A living roof, I guess you could say. I thought this was really interesting. The shadow cast on the living roof here. It's a neat thing. It's a neat thing. Lots of plants like this make it a lot easier to shoot infrared because I don't need to worry so much about focus. A lot of these photos, I manually tried to make the focus better. I deleted a lot of photos before some of them came out. It's notable, all of the spaces where there weren't clouds, you get a very nice dark color. I want to get back out a different day and show some better sky versus clouds. This is a boat at a dock. Here's another two pictures of the boat here. I really like this one especially. Although it's weird and grainy, I still like it. This picture gives you a better scale of what the sky is really like. Blue sky is really stunning. You can also see where the clouds are reflecting on the trees, down in the trees across the lake from where I was shooting. Oh no, my cat has just jumped on the table. Here we have a path. I really liked this one. I used to walk back on this path all the time to get to my car. So it's cool to have an infrared picture of it, and I was really lucky to get the focus done well enough so that all the leaves are visible. It's really interesting how the shade and the sun plays with infrared light. And this is the last picture of the set. It's sadly a little out of focus, but you still get the point. So anyways, hopefully you guys are still there. Those are some of the photos that I took. Maybe you liked them, maybe you didn't. Doesn't really matter, I guess. I had fun taking them. But I thought you might find that interesting. So I could show you my camera too. Yeah, 1 second here. Just for the sake of, probably should edit that out, right? But nope, it's just too much. Oh my gosh. Leave me alone, glass. This camera is a Canon Rebel EOS XTI. Yeah, it's a fine camera. Glass, don't push over the camera. And notably, I don't know if you can really tell, but it has a visible light blocking filter on the front. I think it's cutting everything above 760 nanometers, perhaps. I think that's the wavelength. And I, of course, removed the infrared sensor inside the camera. Anyways, hopefully you guys appreciated that. Maybe got something out of it. But I hope, oh dear, before my cat knocks over the camera, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And, oh my gosh. See ya.